Good to start? All right. Okay. Hello and welcome to all our fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests if there are any. I welcome you all to the 32nd meeting of Whitefield Toastmasters Club, 598th meeting of Express to Lead Toastmasters Club, 346th session for Cisco Expressions. Thank you for that wonderful applause for the introduction. I am Priya Chaturvedi from Cisco Expressions. I'm the current Area Director for Area C3. Before we start the meeting, I would like to mention a few ground rules which we follow in all our Toastmaster sessions. Please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode if you haven't done already. As Toastmasters, we do not talk about sex, religion, politics, so please refrain from discussing on these topics. For the Toastmasters guests joining virtually, please keep yourself on mute if you are not speaking. Do switch on your video so that we can see your happy smiling faces. We encourage you all to use the chat box and emojis to share any feedback that you might have for the meeting. For the benefit of everyone present here, the water tank is present here. The restrooms are towards your left when you exit from the room. And whenever you come to the stage for speaking, please wear this mic, or you can also clip it. Do not hold it in your hand. So that's all about the ground rules. The mission of our Toastmasters Club, and I believe all these Toastmasters Club who are together here for the rendezvous, is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member of each of these clubs has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills. This in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. With that, let us start this rendezvous meeting for which we have come all together. What happens when you have been hitting hard on a wall and nothing works? What happens when you have done trying all the solutions that were there? Must have happened with a lot of VP8s when they might be trying to attract a lot of guests or attract a lot of role takers. Any suggestions from here? What you were doing when nothing worked out for you? Any VP8s in the room? Hello, VP8. we were just remembering you and you entered. All right, so the question is, that's going on in the room, if this ever happened with you that you tried to attract some new members or get the role takers, but nothing worked out for you, what did you try on then? What's your approach?
Everyone has different approach for Toastmasters, so we have to first tell them like what is the history actually, and maybe find out some missing factor which they can, if they join Toastmasters, they can fill that missing factor in themselves, in their personality. And if they agree on that, then they can definitely join the platform.
Right. So when nothing works out, what I do generally is I just go to someone. I look for collaboration. I look for a rendezvous just like this one. We brainstorm and we get some ideas and we try something new. And we get to realize that what worked in past might not work in future. So we have to think on something new. And I think that's the agenda of this meeting today, and we'll see more about that in a short while. With that, let me also introduce you all to the presiding officers for today's meeting, who are Mazahir from Whitefield Toastmasters Club and Jagdish. Where are you? Jagdish from Express to Lead Toastmasters Club. Let me also give a short introduction of the person who is just going to come here and let us take forward for the meeting. He's working as solutions engineer at Synopsys. He likes to read fiction and non-fiction and watches movies that are worth watching. Been in Toastmasters Club for more than 4 years, and he's currently serving as VP PR. And I know why you are coming up with such punchlines, because you are the VP PR and associate president in Express to Lead Toastmasters Club. Please welcome Jagdish from Express to Lead. Over to you. Sure.
audible for the people online? Hello?
Okay, Hari Om
You're
is
able-
thumbs up.
Okay, fine. Good morning.
Good morning.
From the Express to Lead Toastmasters Club, I would like to wish a hearty welcome to the members of Whitefield Toastmasters Club and Cisco Expressions Toastmasters Club. It's good to always see new faces compared to what we usually see. So, welcome you all to this meeting. So, I have been part of this Toastmasters Club for almost 4 years now, and I have taken so many roles as part of the XCOM. So Toastmasters is not about just public speaking skills. It's not the place only you can develop the public speaking skills. It's a place where you can develop the leadership skills as well, along with the public speaking skills. So that is also very important in this day and age where you need to have that skills to get things done with other people, right? So this was the motivation of the person called Ralph C. Smedley, who kind of found that this is a important skill that is required for the young kids who are studying in an education institution, where they are lacking in the communication leadership skills. So he wanted to start a club there and then guide them in developing those skills. And he started way back in 1920s in US, California. And then from then on, it went on, because this is a very universal need. It's not specific to one group of people sitting in US. This is a universal need. This is a skill that is required by pretty much everybody in the globe, right? So because of that, it caught up, and then today this club is all over the world. So, and talking about Express to Lead Toastmasters for the benefit of guests or other club members, so we have been operating this club here for almost 10 years. And earlier we used to operate in some other location in Koramangala. Now here in this location we've been operating more than 7 years. We have a legacy of several great speakers who went from this club and went on to achieve several things in their careers and personal. So with that, like I said, I'm really glad to have you here and looking forward to this exciting meeting. So let me, without taking much time, let me hand over the stage to Whitefield Toastmasters Club's President, Toastmaster Mazahir.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
All right. I'm low on energy because I'm not well, but I don't want you to be low on energy. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
All right. For the benefit of all the speaker offline as well as online, may I request people who are sitting on the fourth row to come this side, if possible. So Vamshi, all of you, nobody sits there. And with due permission of people over here, is it okay for us to keep the door open, or would you want us to close that? Because people won't know what's happening inside and they will just walk in anytime. Is there anybody who has an objection if we keep the door open? No. No? All right, cool. So, good morning, everybody. Good morning. A bit more energy, left side. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. They're still settling in right now. My name is Mazahir and I welcome all of you to this wonderful rendezvous meeting of Cisco Express to Lead, known as E2L, and Whitefield Toastmaster. We all have gathered over here for a wonderful theme. And my understanding of the theme is the constant innovation that you do, the constant change that everybody requires to. We aren't the same that we were back in the year 2000 or 2010 or before Paytm or before Pays, which is now known as Google Pay or GPay. Things are constantly changing. So are we. But what didn't change is what happened back in 1924. Ralph C. Smedley figured out that there was a need among people to do better at stage. As simple as just raising a toast, or could be speaking in front of your own colleagues or an audience unknown or known to you. They then gathered a group and formed Toastmaster Club. Now what happens in a Toastmaster Club, that like-minded people who are constantly trying to improve their communication as well as leadership skill come together, put all of us in an environment which is really uplifting. It doesn't matter what you do on the stage, they are going to clap for you. And when that happens, you feel encouraged. You will see that happening right here, right now. As a presiding officer, we will be providing you with the link within the meeting, which will be taken care by the Express to Lead, wherein you will get the opportunity to vote for the best speaker, best evaluator, so on and so forth, and the results will be announced later. We do have a couple of announcements that we will do it. Is there any guest who's attending this meeting online or offline for the first time? May I request you to please stand? Anybody who's attending for the first time?
One online.
Hi, one online. Hi, Hariom, would you like to unmute yourself and quickly tell us your name? Hi, just speak a little louder. You're on the phone.
Hi, good morning all. My name is Ayub and this is I'm attending second time wearing that. Last time I attended as a personal meeting in Vice Personal Club there. So it's my pleasure to be here and looking forward to follow.
Thank you. Can we have a round of applause for Hariom? I suddenly saw Harshit also came in a video. Harshit, are you a guest attending for the first time? Did you say by profession you're a CA? Okay, I need your help, CA. We miss you here. Let's welcome Harshit as well. Is there anybody else who has joined us online or offline for the first time? Anybody? No? Alright, cool. Thank you, Satyendra, for that clap. That's an affirmation. Now, I said there was this opportunity that came in front. People thought, okay, it's better to speak in public. But then what really happens when you go to an event? Annual events of your company, small gathering, weddings, haldi ceremony for that matter, you will see somebody holding a mic and announcing what not possible, isn't it? Now, I know you don't like them, but they are the one who takes the entire ceremony from beginning till the very end. In Toastmaster, we have somebody who we call it Toastmaster of the Day. You can call them Master of Ceremony. You very well can call them MC as well. And for today's meeting, we have somebody really special. Coming from the club of Express to Lead, we have Toastmaster, who is learning and development consultant. She's helping organizations design sustainable solutions which are most relevant to their culture and values. On a personal front, she's a mother of a 7-year-old and she loves driving, learning and growing together. Let's have a huge, and I mean it, a huge round of applause for our Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Kanika. Over to you.
Good morning. Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning. Okay. Morning to the online audience. Am I audible? Super. We have the guest who's most active online. I like that, Hariom. Good morning to you again. Okay. So what a wonderful day. I actually, for E2L, it's a big, huge deal right now because we can see so many new faces and so many active speakers. I can just see the energy in the room flowing, right, Shaktish? Absolutely feel the energy. Okay, let's start with something very interesting and I want to see some energy in the room, okay? Can we all raise a hand on the right? Right for you, left for you. Okay? And maybe swap for you, okay? Swap the other hand, please. Okay, you keep it going. Tap the person on the shoulder, touch their shoulder. Okay? Change. Have you touched everyone? Yes. Do you have a shoulder to tap on? Yes. Come on, come near. We need energy in the room. Come on. That won't happen. Okay. Now give that person a huge tap on their back and say, good job.
Good job. Good job. Good job.
It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday and we all have managed to get out of our beds, tell our families that there's some goal in my life I want to achieve and I am today on that course of making sure I'm getting closer to that goal. Do we all agree?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Anyone who says that I just came for, just see some new faces? No, I'd rather travel. I'd rather sit next to my family. I bought mine here. So we all have decided to, get closer to our goals. Amazing. I'm so happy that we all have same common goal to get closer to our goals. This is amazing. A community which believes in one goal to get closer to their goals. What next we want to do? Stay on that goal? Growing up, did we have the goal which we have right now? No. I was in college. I wanted the most handsome boy to ask me out. That was my goal. The most handsome boy has the goal to ask the most beautiful girl out. When she agreed, his goal became, let's marry. Okay? Goals became different. Let me buy a house first. Let me get a new job first. No. Let me complete my MBA first. My God, the choices were overwhelming, and they still are. Ask me. Oh, I can relate to him. My latest goal is, I don't know. I'm turning 40 next month. I really don't know what I want to do. I want to do something wacky or I want to detox. They're two extremes. Choosing a goal and staying invested in the goal is one thing. But while the life will throw us choices, we need to be intentional of picking a goal. Goals change. Let's just not forget that goals are required to change. And that's what is. What got me here won't get me there. Everyone think about the journey. What got me here won't get me there. But what about the goals? The goals have to be reevaluated all the time as well. So while those main junctions of your life will come on its own, there has to be intentional efforts of looking at our goals. Who all came here by car? Bikes? Like that. Sunday's breeze. Okay, metros? Please help each other. I heard someone trying to get some information on how to get back. So we all had common goal this morning. What was that? Qualcomm 3. Let's reach Qualcomm 3 before 11 or by 11. Right? And we all reached because we had a goal. While going back, you will take the same bike, same route, and you will say, okay, my goal is reach home. Or wherever if you are partying. I'm not imposing that you have to go home. Okay? But if you're going back, you have the same route which takes you there. Same conveyance. Because the goal is same, the road is same, the conveyance is same. Everything is same and everything will same in like manner. But all of a sudden you get a call. Hey, can you come down? I met with an accident. What will happen? Exigency. VUCA. We all know that? That's what happens. The change happens. And we all run towards different goal. While the car, bike, everything remains same because it's in us. It's our mindset. It's me who has decided that I am changing the goal, but I will carry what's inside me to that new destination. The roads will change, the mindset change, everything change. What stays same is that person. So, ladies and gentlemen, what got us here won't take us there. Keep evaluating your goals. Keep re-looking. Am I still invested? Is it still relevant to my life goals? And when you're there, decide, do I need more people? I'll continue to talk about this throughout the day. But let's, on that note, welcome our GE of the day, General Evaluator. Radha, can I have you here? Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so Radha is is a project manager with a leading FMCG client, my favorite industry. They serve food, enjoys creative work, cooking, okay, and listening to old lovely melodies. She's resumed her Toastmaster journey in order to discover her greatest version and assist others in discovering their best version as well. New goals. Cheers to that. Welcome.
Can we have a huge round of applause for our wonderful Toastmaster of the day? Good morning, everybody. Okay, once again. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good. Wonderful.
Wonderful, good, awesome, amazing?
Yes.
Superb. So yes, I am the general evaluator for today's meeting. I'll be evaluating each and everything that's going to happen in this room. And I'll also try to provide some constructive feedback in order to make the upcoming meetings better. But I'm glad that I'm not alone who's going to do this work. I have a beautiful team who is helping me with different segments. Calling the first role player, so I'm going to start with GAT, Grammarian, Our Counter and Timer. The first person from my team is someone who is a solution engineer and who loves movies, reading fiction and non-fiction, who thinks that patience and adaptability are his talents. With a huge round of applause, let's all welcome Jagdish, the grammarian for today's meeting. Over to you.
Patience and adaptability, that is a very important thing. I have a 5-year-old daughter. I ask her to write journal every day, and every now and then I pick up the journal without her knowing about it, and I'll try to read, what is she. The first thing that glares in front of me is the grammatical mistakes in that. So, but at her age, it looks cute, right? But at my age, it will not look cute. If I write a mail, official mail with a lot of grammatical errors, or the way I speak at my office, the language is not that good, then certainly I'll not be appreciated, right? So that is the reason this role is a very key role in Toastmasters meeting. Like what I'll be doing is, I will be closely watching the use of the language, like good use of language, not so good use of language, and if I find anything, I'll provide suggestions on that. And I will also note down some of the interesting words that I found or interesting thoughts, and then I'll try to come and share in my report. As a grammarian, I would like to introduce to the word of the day today, which is zenith. So zenith, it can be read in two ways. One is an astronomical sense, where it can be said as it's the highest point reached by a heavenly body. Like it could be a sun or a moon, something like that. So an example could be a summer sun was at its zenith in a cloudless sky, something like that. And the other way to interpret this word is in a regular sense, where it could mean best of the successful point or time. For example, you can say that Virat Kohli has reached his zenith in 2012-2014. So something like that you can use. So please try to use this word in your speech when you are here in the stage, and I'll be back here with my report when I called upon by GE. With that, over to you, GE.
Thank you so much. The second role player in my team is Our Counter. She's someone who recently graduated from Banasthali Vidyapit. She'll join as a technical consulting engineer in Cisco on 9th August. She loves playing volleyball and watching reality shows. And she says that public speaking is her talent. May I request the Our Counter for today's meeting, Manisha, to explain her role objectives, please?
Can you unmute this from here?
Hello. I think we can hear.
Hello. I mentioned
Okay.
you want.
Hi
Thank you, thank you. Sorry for turning off my camera because there's unstable network. Hi, I'm Manisha Kumari, and today I'm playing the role of Encounter. I'm from Cisco Expression, and it's a 347th meeting. Just imagine a beautiful moment for you that your crush proposed you, and you are like, so to avoid this situation, this I can say awkward situation in front of your crush, I'm here to track all filler words like like, but, so. Eventually, I just want to give one tip from my side. Enhance your thought process, impromptu speaking, and imagine this kind of situation too, so that you won't be standing blank in front of your crush. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manisha, and thanks for the tip also. The next role player from my team is a timer who's working as a senior project consultant for EY. He feels the best thing he loves about his job is that it's very dynamic and not monotonous. He feels one of his unique talent will be that he can adapt with anyone, anywhere. With huge round of applause, let's all welcome the timer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Kevin. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Radha. So, what is the most important thing in life? Thanks for saying that. Okay. So, I know that this is a nice hall. It's soundproof. I mean, you'll feel like talking a lot. Okay. But make sure that we stick to the timelines. All right. So today we have prepared speeches and a table topic session as well. So just for newbies who do not know the timings, so for prepared speeches it's usually 5 to 6 minutes, and it is 6 to 7 minutes. At 6 minutes I'll be showing the green card, and at 6 minutes and 30 seconds I'll be showing the yellow card, and at 7 minutes I'll be showing the red card. And there's a 30-second buffer. All right, and we also have a table topic session for today, and the maximum time allotted is 2 minutes. For 1 minute, again green card. 1 minute 30 seconds, it will be yellow card, and 2 minutes will be the red card. And there's again a 30-second buffer. And at the end of today's meeting, that is during the evaluation session, I will be giving my report. And with this, I hand it back to Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kevin. The last role player who's going to introduce himself today. He's playing the role of listener who's working in an IT company as a solution architect. His hobbies are watching movies, and recently he has started reading books. He feels that his unique talent is that he has joined Toastmasters to become a better leader. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the listener for today's meeting, Toastmaster Srikanth.
Thank you, Radha. Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
As you all know, if you want to become a good speaker, then we have to be a
Good listener.
good listener. Yes, that's true. I will explain I'll tell one funny incident. So, like, if someone asks you what you have done yesterday, or what you have done in the weekend, so what we have to explain. I mean, if I didn't listen properly, okay. So today morning I woke up and I came to office, and yeah, I'm starting my work. If I answer like that, how he'll feel, right? So before we speak, we need to listen. So first listen for understanding, not for responding. So with that, I'll hand over, and sorry for that. And today I'll make a note of a good tidbits what the speakers are delivering, and at the end I'll ask few questions how actively you are listening. So let's see who are actively listening, and I'll give a report at the end of the at the end of this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shrikant. So yeah, along with this, we'll also have speech evaluators who will be submitting their reports when called upon. I have few guidelines for everybody to follow. Number one, timeline. I think our VP Education team has really put great efforts to set all segments. So I request all role players to please follow the timelines. Second, I request everybody to have a proper handover and takeover. Do not leave the stage without handing it over to the next participant. Number three, the energy. I feel there are some amazing, so many amazing people are sitting here. I really request everybody to please give a huge round of applause whenever a person is coming on this stage. It will definitely motivate them to express better. And fourth, enjoy this meeting. With that, I hand over the stage to our wonderful Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kanika. Energy, everybody. Over to you.
All right. How many are using Nokia here?
Nokia.
Yeah.
Before.
Nice. 2 people. Okay, great. How many know Nokia?
3.
Great. How many have any Kodak products in their lives? Nice. How many know Kodak? Okay. How about anyone using a Yahoo account? I like that. How many know Yahoo? What happened to all these brands? Why they are vanishing, or they have vanished, or they have now coming back into our lives? What got you here won't get you there.
Yeah. They didn't adopt that.
Comfort zone.
Yeah, comfort zone.
Did they have less money to invest in R&D?
No.
Did they have less people who did not tell them that, hey, something coming? They just were closed mindsets. This is what happens if we are not opening ourselves to the world. Growth mindset. I want to grow. I will listen. I will keep people around, perspective around. On that note, I would like to call upon stage first speaker of the day, our very own Akshay. He's attempting his L1 P2, and when I asked him, can I have your intro? Most comfortable statement. Wohi wala na. Please take that one na. But I will not use it. Okay? I want to tell so many great things about this gentleman because he keeps talking about his lives in our meetings, saying that, hey, he's just passionate about Toastmaster. He attends multiple club meetings, multiple role holder meetings, and he is a voracious reader. And when it's reading, is just some people just stick to reading, and I'm from a learning and development industry. People read, but there is a very different class which applies. So he travels, he experiences life, and he takes those learning to the road and shares it with us very often. On that note, welcome Akshay. To evaluate his speech, we have Abhineet.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
I don't have, so can I call you up on stage and you can introduce yourself?
All right.
And so Akshay is doing his L1 P2 speech, and the speech title is Fear Cuts Deeper Than Swords. Over to you guys.
All right.
Okay.
Hi. Good afternoon. Is it good morning or good afternoon? It's a good morning, right? All right. So my name is Abhineet, and I'll be evaluating Akshay today. So Akshay is delivering his L1 P2. So the purpose of this speech is to review the basic method of writing a speech and defining the purpose and present well-organized speech on that particular topic. So over to you, Akshay, and many, many congratulations for choosing this. Oh. All this.
All right, quick mic check before I begin. Folks online, can you hear me? ABC 1 2 3. Yeah. Okay. Go. So it was late last year, Q4, when a very big achievement happened in my life, and that is I bought a new car. I bought a small car because this is the first car that my family has ever owned. My dad had a bike long back, and I've never had a bike. This is the first vehicle of my life, and I was very excited. I bought a small Tata Tiago. You might have seen me drive in it here. And I was really proud of that achievement. The car came, I sat in it for the first time, and something happened. I turned on the ignition, but I couldn't put it in gear. Not because I don't know how to, but because something in me was stopping me. That, ladies and gentlemen, was fear. Now, why did I have this fear? Did I not drive before? Sure. When I was learning a year back, I had to take the car out, on normal roads, city roads, traffic roads, ghat, highway, all sorts of things. So I was comfortable with driving, but it was just because I had seen so many cab drivers in my life drive rashly. I have seen so many videos in my life of car crashes and everything that there was an inherent fear in me. Now, what can I do in this situation? There are two solutions. Number one, I can avoid the situation. Number two, I can face the situation. Hands up for people who want to avoid this situation. Okay. We have one. Okay, good. That's perfectly fine. These are two very legitimate items or choices that you have at that time. I chose the latter. Now, how do we, everybody says, face your fears, dar ke aage jeet hai, all of that is fine. But how do we do it? Nobody tells us that. So I figured a plan out for myself. First step is evaluate the situation. Now, fear is an irrational emotion because you never know. I mean, you cannot justify it based on anything, right? I mean, sure, you might have had some trauma, you might have seen some situations because of which you have that fear. But it is not going to, there are thousands and millions of people who drive every day, right? I mean, this one choke point is always filled with cars. There are literally lakhs of people who come here in cars every day of the week, right? So not all of them are in car crashes. My own family members have never been in one. They've all been perfectly fine. So I started to evaluate, do you know what is the ratio of people dying in air crashes? Yeah. Statistically, the safest mode to travel. 1 in 7 million is the ratio, right? But on the other hand, 1 in 180,000 people die in car crashes, right? So that's the ratio. Now after seeing all that, I started getting even more fearful. But then I started figuring out, I've already made the purchase. It's a 7 lakh car. I've already paid for it. I cannot just let it sit in my parking, right? So I have to take it out. Second thing that I did after evaluating all of this was create an action plan. Now, what did I do by action plan? Very simple. I used to take out the car for the first 2 weeks after I got it. I used to take it out at 11 o'clock in the night. Because in ACS layout, at 11 o'clock, there is pretty much nobody there. It's only a few Zomato guys and a few people who are walking after their dinner. That's it. I'll take it out. And I followed my teammates' advice, which is I never took it above 30. The first time I put it in the third gear was a month after I bought it probably. I'll always drive it at 20, 25. Make sure that I'm leaving enough space. If there is somebody going from the side, you go. I'll go later. Not an issue. My whole agenda was that it's okay if I reach somewhere late. I just don't want to be late. Like that kind of late. Right? So that was the action plan that I did. I never took it out of my colony for 2 weeks. I only drove it inside until I was confident. Then slowly I started taking it out to office twice a week. I used to walk the other 3 days. Twice a week I started taking it to office. I didn't take it in the MLCP because it has a spiraling, entry. I took it to the MLCP when I was comfortable. I took it to the highway when I was comfortable. So now I've driven 2600 odd kilometers. Now I'm okay. Right? So that was the action plan, step by step. The third thing, as you all know, practice. The more you practice, the better you get at it. Simple as that. There's no need for any stories there. And the fourth thing that I realized is that perfection is a myth. Am I the best driver in the world? Hell no. Am I confident enough to drive in the ghats? No. Am I confident enough to drive on the highway during rains? No. But I can manage in the city. And that's more than enough for me. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there are multiple fears. And you know which is the biggest fear? This, my old friend right here, is the biggest fear of people. Fear of public speaking ranks higher than fear of rejection, fear of death, and fear of loneliness. There are 4, 7, and 8. Public speaking is number 1. We are afraid, we'd rather die than come up here and give a 2-minute speech. Why is that, ladies and gentlemen? Remember, fear is an irrational emotion. You will come here and you will get better at it. How do we do that? For everybody who in the online Zoom, or rather, for everybody in Zoom and in the room, follow the action plan, follow the 4 steps that I mentioned. Evaluate. Why are you afraid of public speaking? You have to do it at some point in your life. You have to give a customer presentation. You have to give a presentation to your team. You have to speak in your Scrum meetings, folks. And that's a daily activity, right? So you will have to speak out. You cannot have a relationship without communicating with your partner. So evaluate. This is not going to work out. Create an action plan. Talk to your teammates. Talk to your friends. Practice in front of your family. Practice in front of the mirror. Take small steps. Go forward. And then you will see that you are getting better. Even better, come to Toastmasters meetings. Get yourself evaluated. We have fantastic evaluations here. That is how you will become better at public speaking. That's how you will get rid of your fear. Number 3. What was number 3? Yes, that's the only solution. And number 4. Let me see how many of you are listening. Yes. You are not going to become the world's best public speaker. And that's fine. Because you have progressed. You have made that 10-step leap. Folks, remember that fear is only powerful as much as, we give it power. It's only as strong as we give it power. The Bhagavad Gita says that the fear is nothing but our ignorance that is manifesting. Remember when we were kids, we were afraid of ghosts? Yeah. Are you still afraid of ghosts? Yes. Okay. But that was because we were ignorant, right? We used to think there were monsters in our closet and under the bed. We don't think, most of us at least don't think that anymore. So remember, fear can cut deeper than swords, but only if you give it power. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Wow. What a way to reinforce the theme of the day. What got us here won't get us there. And I think so he's attempting his 3rd. And that's inspiring. To me, it's very inspiring how he keeps reinforcing that public speaking is the way to take up so many other challenges of life. And everything becomes easy. And Toastmaster as a community is that platform which gives us that, I have someone who was even worse than me. I took 6 years to enroll for Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen. And today I'm doing TMOD. I don't know how well am I doing, but I don't care. I'm doing it. I have the right people in next to me who are just clap even if I'm falling because they just appreciating the intent. And that's what community does to all of us, people who share goals. So when you want to get different places, even with the common goal, keep those people around who are your best cheerleaders. Mine is that 7-year-old boy who's sitting next to me. And I wanted to tell him that, hey, don't worry, you just have to listen. You don't have to come up here. Because eventually I know in his class, he will start talking. He will just look at someone who will just strike that chord with him and he will use that chord to fly high. So experience life. In that note, I would like to call someone, the second evaluator of the day, Vamsi. Hi, Vamsi. Vamshi, sorry. A big round of applause for Vamshi. It takes a lot. to critically evaluate someone. I have not done that so far, so kudos. So he's evaluating Akshay's speech today. He's attempting a speech title, he's attempting L3P1. Wow, that's again kudos. And his speech title, Be Like Pluto. So over to you. All the best.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So, the speaker, Toastmaster Akshay, is attempting L3P1. The purpose of this speech for the member is to understand the types of persuasive speeches and deliver a persuasive speech at a club. So, all the best, Akshay. Over to Toastmaster.
My bad. Hi Akshay, good morning.
Morning.
L1?
L3P1.
My God, L3P1. Give it a round of applause for this gentleman. He's an aerospace engineer and in aero navigation field from the last 8 years. Loves to try new hobbies, and this definitely is one of them. To him, Toastmaster is a bundle of amazing gifts of public speaking, networking, leadership, and he's still exploring more reasons why he stands here and he's attempting so many levels. All the best.
Engineer Akshay visited his village after a long time. He wanted a break from the hustle and bustle of the cities. This was the first time in 4 long years when he finally decided to visit his grandparents' village. His grandparents used to call him every year, but he was swamped with his office work. He was a passionate worker and he believed in the theory of being the hardest worker in the room. In the initial few years of his work, Akshay burned the midnight oil. His effort was acknowledged, his name reached the higher management, and he got all the promotions and hikes back to back. The theory of being the hardest worker in the room was doing wonders for him. And therefore, he was looking forward and was optimistic to become the youngest product owner in the history of the company. We can say that Akshay was making castles in the air, but his castle had a strong foundation of his hard work, which he did to become the product owner. Ladies and gentlemen, the judgment day arrived and Akshay was called into the appraisal room. The meeting lasted for 3 hours. He came out of the room and quickly left the premises to avoid anybody's attention. He was not happy because he did not get the highly expected promotion.
Audience with us as well. A thumbs up, a clap, hearts, whatever you want to send, I accept all. Great. Thank you very much for all that positive energy from virtual world as well. We are moving into the most fearful section of the day, and my favorite, because I guess all guests have to attempt that first before we say, okay, this is the place I want to be, because I want to face my fears and move into a direction of the goals I have shortlisted for my life. My goals are driven around my parenting, by the way. I have reinforced that enough and more. I can't help it. But that's my goal. And more I manifest and send it to the world, I am living it. I fear public speaking. I still now, even today, I'm fearing public speaking. And the best way to do it is table topics. On that note, let's welcome Ronak, who has spent a lot of energy in coming up with a lot of interesting topics for our table topic. So Ronak is a customer success specialist at Cisco System. He has been Toastmaster for very less than a year, but he has managed and conquered to become Associate VP Education for Cisco Expressions Club. His hobbies include photography and traveling. Over to you, Ronak.
Thank you, Team Out, for such a well-rounded introduction. What has got us here won't take us there. Anyone in the room feels like you don't face challenges in day-to-day of your life? Anyone? Everyone faces, right? I am the same. So challenges are a part of our daily life. And as we grow, challenges grow with us. So, just like a caterpillar who has to shed its cocoon to become a butterfly so that it can soar towards the zenith, we also have to shed our old habits and notations so that we can go towards our goal. Now, to come to the table topic session. Good afternoon, everyone. So, table topics. Anyone in the room would like to tell why do you think table topics is important? Anyone? Sure.
So basically, table topic help us in different areas, like it help us for listening and then organizing, okay, and then the, also ability for thinking and then presenting. And it also helps to think on our feet. It helps us to come forward and improve our impromptu communication skills. So these are the areas which help us. It also help for each and everybody to come forward and remove their fear. So table topic is the one which can help.
Thank you. That perfectly summarized table topics for us, and I do not need to add anything more to that. So before we start, I would like to explain table topics for anyone joining for the first time as guest. So table topics is an impromptu speech section in which you get 1 to 2 minutes of time to come up on the stage and get a topic and speak about it. And for the timing, you have a 30-second buffer time as well. So please try to maintain this timing. And today I have some pieces of paper folded up as chits, which you can come and collect, and there will be a number, and according to the number there will be a topic that we will get on here. So for the benefit of time and so that everyone gets a role, I would like to call someone from E2L Club who has not taken up any role today to come up for the topic. Yeah, please come here. Could you please choose one chit and see what number do you get? Perfect. It's 6. Could you help me with your name?
Chanchal.
Chanchal. Okay. Toastmaster Chanchal, a cartoon character you relate to. A cartoon character you relate to Toastmaster Chanchal.
Okay, very good afternoon, everyone. When I was watching TV during Doordarshan time, I remember that I used to watch that He-Man, the power of the sky. So that still resemble whenever I used to watch cartoon character with my daughter or anything. That was something I can relate that when you are in when you're in a bad situation, or you want some immediate like motivation or something, then you just remember that one, that how that person was showing and he was able to defeat everyone. Whoever come forward, he used to cut from his sword and everything he used to do. So this cartoon character, what I feel that it also tell us that like they use a lot of character imaginary character, which is something we also can in our day-to-day life we can use that. Okay, so because there are many characters are coming in now, and kids are very much they are just excited to see cartoon character. And we are also nowadays I am also watching cartoon networks or movies which really make my day. And this is something which I want to share about my recent experience. So over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chanchal, for bringing us back some memories of our childhood of us watching cartoons. Okay, next I would like to call upon someone from the Whitefield Toastmasters who has not taken up any role. Please. Number 10. Could you help me with your name?
Manikanta.
Manikanta. Toastmaster Manikanta, if you would have to survive only one food item for a day, what would it be and why? If you have to survive on only one food item for a day, what would it be? Toastmaster Manikanta.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I would say definitely not my PG food, of course. So, yeah, I would say wheat bread practically, but if not enough sodium contained in my Maggi packet, I would say definitely go for Maggi every time. So yeah, this brings my memory of having Maggi during my weekends and when I was staying in my home. Like, sometimes you cannot just have all the food that serves you all the nutrients alone, and you sometimes have to switch your food, have some some food that gives you that dopamine that you always have. So, but of course, in the middle I got into a lot of high blood pressure, and like I was having my pressure at my zenith in my even in a lot of junk food, and having my diet in my worst cases. So it slowly became normalized after I went to wheat bread. So I used to have wheat bread, and I would recommend people who have to food would survive for how many days it is? 4 days? I don't. Yeah, 1 day. Yeah, of course you can go for wheat and prepare. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. I don't want to stress it longer.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manikanta, for bringing us back some of the hostel days memory as well. Okay, now I would like to call someone from Cisco Expressions Club who has not taken up a role. Could you please? Yeah, Pooja, please, you can go ahead. As you are not present here, I would do the honors of choosing the chit for you. I hope you don't mind. You got number 2. Toastmaster Pooja, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Toastmaster Pooja.
Thank you, Lola. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Afternoon. Thank you. So, when I came to Bangalore in my 18, it was 2015 or 2016, I was the promo holder that time, so I just did my electronics and communication. That's the reason I came to Bangalore and seeking for a job, not higher education at that moment. Right, and when I get into Bangalore, it's everything new, the person who is dependent on their family, your mom used to get up early and, make food for you, and everything, it was that cool life I had. When I came to Bangalore, it was not that same. And initially, I was just very enthusiastic and I was very thrilled to come to Bangalore and enjoy this life, going away from our home, everything. So initially, I just get into a job, meeting your colleagues, and where at the time my friends are working, friends are still in a college. Initially, it was all good, and I was usually enjoying every moment of it. And suddenly something hit. I feel like, okay, I don't have a degree. When I thought of moving to a different company, I started feeling that struggle. I started having all that fear. Okay, how am I going to continue my life? How am I going to grow up in my career, right? And then I met a friend who actually helped me understand the career and how I actually supposed to choose it, and then someday you move on, right? So it's not always how you expect a life is. It's not always gives you the way you wanted it. So it was all cool initially. It was all cool, but it's not as I expected. So it's always, I think, to the point that, when you pick up something which will give you something nice to learn always, and initially I think it was not well, as I mentioned, I moved on and I met so many good people and I chose my career. Now I'm here where I am learning towards improving my skill set, whether it's technical or it's in soft skills or other curricular activities as well. So it's always the same things you will get in your life. It's always a different things you have to pick and move on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pooja. Change is the only constant, and yeah, life is full of surprises. I would like to agree to your point on that. So that brings us to the end of the table topic section. I would now like to hand over the ball back to our T-Mod, who has been energetic and brilliant throughout this whole session. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Was there sarcasm there? Do I need to bring it down? Okay, no, thank you, thanks. Okay, so here's a trivia before we wrap up the day, and we are running behind time. 2018, $780 billion company. 2018, $780 billion company. COVID hits before we reach today's number, which is 2023, $2.43 trillion company.
Pharma.
IT. It's Microsoft, ladies and gentlemen. There was a time Apples of the world, Samsung even came closer to the valuation. Even a different industry, Zoom, Absolute. And they were not there. We were not looking at Microsoft to take us in the era of AI. Azure was not there, and believe me, I had to read up on that. So there was so much which was happening, and there was a legacy, leadership, which was also a baggage for them. We look up to Bill Gates for revolutionizing the world. We want to be him. Even when Satya is there, we still want to, when we think of Microsoft, we think Bill Gates. But it was not an easy challenge for Satya to step into those shoes. And midst of all the chaos which is happening, and come pandemic, everything was not something he could have controlled. He took baby steps. He said, this company is known for having growth mindset. We have legacy, but we need to still listen to the world. So let's listen. And he sat with every engineer, be it the new hire to the top leadership. Only thing he did is listening. Because he wanted to tell them that, hey, I am listening and we will grow together. And he came up with such amazing products and amazing technologies which will disrupt the place if not already done. And this is what we are saying. What got us there will even take us ahead. But what we really need to do, 1, goals, revisiting them, keep adding them, take inspiration. 2, community, listen, have the right people around you. There's a lot of noise around us. I don't know how to cut it out. It's very difficult. Those reels, they're really, my God, they're doing research on me that my attention span has come down. I will only listen to this much. But now we have to even pick up which reels we are listening and watching, right? Goals, attention span, listenings, as well as keeping the community alive. This is what we are here doing, everyone. So a big kudos to all of you once again, and a big cheers to our founder who did a fabulous job of bringing all of us together and made a community which is surviving for almost 100 years. So thank you so much, everyone. Over to the evaluator 1. General evaluator. Thanks, Gina.
Okay, everybody, we are 23 minutes late, so I request all the role players to keep their report very quick. May I request our evaluator 1, Toastmaster Abhinit, to submit evaluation report for Toastmaster Akshay. Abhinit, everybody.
Just 1 second. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Fantastic speech, Akshay. I think you truly met the purpose. The calmness which you maintained here, it was really awesome. You looked up back and asked, can you hear me? You checked with them as well. It shows a kind of maturity you brought in your speech. The second part, you connected with audience. You give time to think what you're going to say next. 3 things I loved in your speech. The first, the narration. You started with the personal story. And When you purchased your new car, what was the story behind that? You covered that as well. How the fear disturbed you, how you conquered those fears, you gave enough example. Second thing, you asked questions. How many of you have a fear of ghost? And that again, it's give audience enough time to think what could be the answer. It's kept everyone involved in your speech. And the third thing which I liked a lot, giving a wonderful remark and wonderful closing by giving the 4 pointers. Evaluate, create action plan, third, practice, and progress. That's what you did. Then first part, what I felt is, when you said I bought a new car, I was expecting some energy level that time. I was thinking like, I bought a new car, I was super happy. And when I was driving 25 kilometers per hour, I was hoping that some expression will come out. You used silence in the middle deliberately and gave audience to rethink about your speech. That was superb. That silence created a big message for all of us. And fourth thing, I would give you a recommendation as like, somewhere I felt the second half you used the stage moment when you talked about the 4 pointers, practice, evaluate, create action plan. I was thinking that you'll be changing the position and showcasing some of the examples. And that is a place where you have opportunity, but great speech, wonderful connection with the audience, great eye connectivity, the voice modulation was superb, and it was pretty mature and well researched, well planned, and lot of statistic you have put in your speech, like air crashes, like you gave some of the examples, how many people. So great speech, and many congratulations for completing your L1 P2, and we are looking forward for many more speeches. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's all welcome Toastmaster Vamsi to submit Toastmaster Akshay Srivastava's speech evaluation report. Vamsi, everybody.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Yeah, Toastmaster Akshay, so your speech was great. I would only, my evaluation only would make it better, I hope. So what went right to you, you had a good voice volume, like it was loud enough for everyone to hear, and you used good voice modulations also. There was good voice modulation. Pauses were also good. You were confident on the stage. You had an interesting story, good transitions, and I'm sure that Akshay has persuaded everyone to be like Pluto. That was his speech objective. So you achieved your speech objective. Some things you may have to work on. First thing I would like to tell is you were walking around the stage, which is somewhat distracting. So I would like to recommend that you use the stage only when it is required. For example, I would say, like, suppose you are starting your story from Hyderabad, going to Chennai and Bangalore, or you are starting your story from childhood, next phase. So if you have something to tell, use your stage. Otherwise, it looks like when you're walking around, you are recollecting things. So if you work on that, your speech will be much better. And your hand gestures are also subtle. You can work more on your hand gestures. Overall, you had good clarity, good vocal variety, eye contact was good. Gestures you may have to work on, and you may have to work on your audience awareness. To challenge yourself, one point I would like to suggest you can make your speech more dramatic. Like when you were talking about the appraisal part, you could have made it more dramatic. So that's all.
Let's welcome Toastmaster Ranjan to submit report for Atul's speech. Ranjan, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. So, it was a great speech from Atul. And I would say the word that I actually had in my mind was fantabulous. It was a great description of a backbencher. I could not thought of any better description of a backbencher, the qualities that he actually called about. And as a listener, I was at the zenith of what a great listener could be, right? And what a great description of content could be for a backbencher. The other qualities that I actually thought was, when he actually started the speech, he actually started with a metamorphical quote, comparing a backbencher with roses. And that's the expectation from this project. He started with a metaphor. And then he actually went on to talk about the different qualities of backbenchers, starting with resilience, collaboration, innovative quality, emotional intelligence, laughter, everything that he could have talked about. And then overall, he was talking about the qualities of a backbencher, he was very positive in terms of his hand gestures. He was fully opening his hands while he was actually making his point. And that is one of the best examples for a hand gesture a person can actually give. Few of the recommendations that I can think of while I think of the speech from Atul, I felt that the ending was very abrupt. He was suddenly talking about backbenchers is like X, Y, Z, W, and then suddenly he's talking about the theme. I felt that the final conclusions should be somewhere related to the story he talked about for last 6 minutes. So that I felt that could be improved. Then second was, the speech was very descriptive. It was more of like backbencher is this, backbencher is that, all those things. But it would have been great if he added that as part of a story, right? It could be a personal story, right? I can talk about my college days, school days, where I was a backbencher and what all things I was doing right. If I say that I am having a better emotional intelligence, how it actually correlates with an example, right? How I actually showed it while I was a backbencher. And the second was vocal variety, right? So when you actually use some metaphors, right? Well, while you use some quotes or try to make a point, you try to actually put a vocal variety to it, right? That backbencher is something which you might not be aware of. So that could have been added as part of the vocal variety. So just to summarize, I loved the speech altogether. It was a very descriptive content and basically a better description of a backbencher. Great usage of quotes, that everything figurative language he could have used, he has used it. Comparing backbencher with X, Y, Z, metaphors he has used a lot. He used very good language in terms of grammar as well. And then overall it was a great speech. I loved the speech and all the best for your next speeches. Thank you.
Now let's hear it from our grammarian Toastmaster Jagdish. Let's give him a huge round of applause.
Good afternoon again. So I'm back with my report. So first thing that I wanted to mention is when there is a person with or like a couple of people with the same name, it would be better to address them with their full name so that it is clearly distinct. We have two Akshay here today, so it would have been better Akshay Kaure and Akshay Srivastava, because initially I was a little confused, why Akshay is coming twice to give a speech. So that's one thing. And so the other one that I noticed is a couple of people while handing over the stage, the sentence was abrupt. Try to finish your sentence. It's okay. You can take a pause and then finish your sentence and then hand over the stage so that it is complete. So some of the improper usage I saw was they were just closed mindsets. It could have been, it was a result of closed mindset. One thing that I noticed is when Abhineet handed over to the stage to Akshay, he said many congratulations. Before even the speech has started, you could have said the congratulations later and then wished him all the best. Akshay, you said hell no, could have been absolutely no. And incorporate audience reactions, could have been incorporate elements in the act that would evoke audience reactions, could have been a better choice. Some of the interesting phrases that I saw was like staying invested in goals, face your fears, better to go late than be late, good one. Fear has power as much as we give it. Hustle and bustle of cities, swamped with office work, burning midnight oil. So one thing that I really liked with Akshay's speech is like he was referring the main character as a third person, Akshay, and that was an interesting take on your speech. I really liked it. And backbenchers are the waste of oxygen. Backbenchers are the best brains of nation. Differentiate between IQ and EQ. Some of the interesting words: detox, exigency, inherent fear, doomsday, dopamine. I see people use that word repeatedly. And treasure trove, define norms. Word of the day, Ranjan used it twice. First time when I heard it, I was happy. Second time I heard it, I was ecstatic. And Raunak also used it. So with that, let me hand over the stage to General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. I would request Toastmaster Manisha to submit her counters report. Over to you, Manisha.
Yeah, hi. Thank you, Radha. I'm sharing my counter report. Yeah, here I'm actually devastated to see the difference between prepared speakers and impromptu, that is table topic speaker. There is a great difference. I found many filler word used by TT speaker, and Akshay Shrivastava, he was the one who didn't use any filler words. Kudos to you, Akshay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. That was really quick. Thank you so much. May I request Toastmaster Kevin to submit the timers report, please? Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Radha. In the interest of time, today we just have one exceed, that is Speaker 1 Akshay Kadar. It took 7 minutes and 48 seconds, but otherwise everyone else was on time. Back to you, Toastmaster Radha.
Let's welcome the listener for today's meeting. Shrikant, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Radha. So I'll go with a few questions as we have running out of time. So first question, what steps Akshay Kore followed to overcome his fear? No?
Second gear, he told you to test it for 30 days. That's what he said.
No? Exactly. Evaluate. Action plan.
Perfection.
Perfection is a? Exactly. That's good. Nice. Next, what is the immediate goal at work? Akshay Shrivastava, immediate goal at work. What promotion? For what? Product owner, yes. Product owner? Youngest product owner, exactly. Nice. The next question. What is the teacher's point of view on backbenches, and what Abdul Kalam's point of view on backbenches? Future of nation. Whose point of view that is that? Abdul Kalam. Okay, what about teachers? Waste of oxygen. Nice. Yeah, with that I'll end it and I'll hand over into Radha.
Thank you so much. All right. I'll also try to keep my reports short. Please start the timer. There were so many good things about today's meeting. First of all, let's have a huge round of applause for our wonderful VP Education team to bring this three vivacious club together and make this wonderful meeting possible. So huge round of applause for all the members, all the executive committees. I would definitely like to congratulate all those people who helped in setting up this meeting room, that board. and all the role players for coming up with good content. I'll quickly go to the points of improvement. I request all the role players and speakers to be there before time. One suggestion, if we have a note at the door or some indication for the latecomers that, or even for the audience, that when to enter, when to exit, because I'll tell you, I noted 13 members entered when a person was standing in this room. Second thing, timeline. Team VP Education should have Team VP Education didn't share the timeline in the role players group. And how did this impact? So by the second segment, that was table topics, we were already 20 minutes late. So that is something we can definitely take care of that. And one last thing for the people who have joined online, thank you so much for joining. But if you could have also turned on your videos and put some comments and reactions, I think it will be more engaging. But all in all, congratulations to all the speakers, all the evaluators, all the role players who helped us to end this meeting on time. That's all. Over to you, presiding officers. Thank you.
One thing that I wanted to cover during my presidential address, I forgot to cover, is why this rundover meeting, first of all, right? We have been having our own meetings, why we need to come together as a group. So one thing that I observed is like, during the preparation of the meeting itself, although we are all part of the same club, still we are different. The practices that we follow, right? Like, there could be some minor differences between one club to another club. And it was a very good opportunity to learn best practices from one club to another club. So I am really glad that we had this, and then a lot of learnings for us, and hopefully it is the same for you as well. So do we have the winners?
We have the voting list. We have the voting link available for all of you. We
Okay.
request each one of you to kindly vote. If there is
Yeah,
anybody
please.
from Whitefield Toastmaster Club, even if you're a guest, you have the voting link in the group. I've already forwarded the voting link to Priya from Cisco, and Akshay has, I believe, shared the voting link to Express to meet people.
It's on the board in case you can't read my handwriting. It's tinyurl.com/ECW.
It's a difficult one.
It's a long one, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, please do vote.
In the meantime, if we have any announcements from Whitefield Cisco.
Do you want to? Yeah. Okay, yeah, before I hand over the stage, so we have few announcements. Like, the first thing is we have our 600th milestone meeting that is coming in few weeks. So please try to attend. So it is going to be a big celebration. So we are still in the planning stage, but hope to see you there. And this is a renewal season. You also might have been going through the whole thing. This $45, $60 helped us in great traction. I don't know how it will be next time. But for now, because of that, or for various other reasons, there are several renewals that have happened on time. And because of that, we won the Renew Silver Award for the Express to Lead Toastmasters Club. So let's give a big round of applause for that. And also we got 9 renewals, 11 new members. 9 new members, and because of that, we got the Diamond Award, Club Award from District 92. So that's the announcements from my side. Let me hand over the stage to Masai.
Thank you so much, Jagdish. Very well done. I think that's the energy of the room right now. I think I definitely would request you all to show a bit better energy. Let's first of all acknowledge the presence of Area C3 Director, Toastmaster Priya, who's among us today. Quick update. Now, rendezvous meetings are important. As you can see, we are just at 2 digits right now. Meeting number 32. is what Whitefield Toastmasters is all about. When you heard E2L saying 600 meeting, now imagine the amount of effort that it must have gone, right? The executive committee, the entire membership, everything that they must have sailed through. And as our presiding officer said, I think it's all about learning. We learned a lot from you. We learned a lot from this meeting. And similarly, any experience that we have from Cisco Expression, we'll definitely take it with us as well. We thoroughly enjoyed our meeting. I hope we all have voted. If we did, I request the person in charge for please sending the voting results. Results will be announced by Jagdish, so I'll hold on there. First thing, Whitefield Toastmaster has recently, gone to the Area A4 speech marathon. And I'm really happy and proud to say that we had maximum number of participation. Not only our members. No, that's it. This is a fake energy right now. It's all right. So we had great number of participation from our members as well as our guests who turned up for it. There were 3 Club Growth Director Award that we have already achieved as a club. I must tell you that we are hardly about 8 months old in this journey. And we are proud to say we have 50 plus members right now in our club. And the journey won't stop here. No, it's all right. Paid audience, it's all right. Okay, all of that. So that's happening. The journey won't stop right here. As somebody said, what matters is the changes that you completely, adapt and you still move on, right? I think we all are here to do that. She gave a wonderful example of Nokia. I think we all were users of Nokia back in the days. There's one thing that I want to highlight over here, that if you want to resell your Nokia phone, you will have a good value as compared to Samsung. The time has changed. Samsung got a better value than Nokia. I was not a paid promotion over here that I'm doing for any company, but I'm just giving an example, right? Fun trivia, I think the owner of Zoom used to work at Cisco, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So that's another trivia. I'm just saying there are a lot to learn from all of these examples. So if you joined here today, whether you're online or available offline, what matters here is that you don't want to remain the same person as you are today. You're adapting the change that you wish to go for. On that note, I request my fellow presiding officer, Toastmaster Jagdish, to please announce the winners for today's meeting.
So anybody wants to guess who's the best speaker?
Akshay.
Yeah, that's a very important thing, like which Akshay? So, okay. Okay, so the best speaker award goes to Toastmaster Akshay Srivatsa. And the best table topic speaker? Any guesses? Pooja. Yes. Manigandan. I just want to give it. Thank you. Not taking it back. Okay. So, best evaluator. What did you say? Yes. And best tag role player.
Jagdish. Mosaic will have to go on stage for that.
Yeah, Mosaic, you can give me. Good job. And the best Toastmaster or Toastmaster of the day. Any guesses?
Toastmaster of the day.
Kanika. Even further from here. Okay, so with that we call it a wrap. and see you all hopefully next time. And yeah, we can do some bit of networking before we leave. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and one more important thing, please.